change in lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
It's a
it
change in
is.
your mindset. It's a change in your lifestyle. It's not a diet. Because anytime
Yeah.
we say we're gonna go on a diet,
And I'm gonna start Monday.
and I'm gonna restart Monday.
We gonna start that. We gonna start that
and then I'm gonna
eating
start
down on
next
Monday.
week.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, because
Yeah.
and that's a diet though.
Yeah.
Because
And it's a fad.
it is a fad
Yeah.
diet. So it doesn't last. It starts over whenever you want it to start over. It's never consistent.
Yeah.
So it needs to be a mindset change and a life.
We've played nice, stayed quiet, and tried to fit into boxes we were never built for. But guess what? That version, she's done. Now we walk different. We talk different because we are different. We're not waiting to be discovered because we're busy discovering ourselves, raising babies and businesses, healing, breaking cycles, and making moves that move us. This is what it looks like when we stop shrinking and start showing up. Welcome to Totally Unmuted, where everyday women are doing extraordinary things.
Is this mic on?
I think it is.
Welcome back to the show. So excited to have Miss Bianca Coates.
Yes.
So let me just give y'all a little backstory real quick. So I met Bianca maybe, I'm going to say 3 weeks ago. We know it's been more than 3 weeks,
Yes.
but we're in this cohort together. And Miss Bianca is fabulous. Like, this is how she looks. So yes, hubby over there in a full suit.
Right.
But yeah, so we ended up talking after one of the cohorts, and because of the dynamic of our conversation, the diversity of it, and what she does, she's a dietitian, but she's also an author of a cookbook. She has her own segment in Lafayette.
Yes.
She does a nutrition segment. So we just started talking just about women and about her organization. She is the founder of the Be Well Foundation. And I just was so blown away that I was like, you gotta come on Totally Unmuted. I said we're gonna do a show, next month. And I said I would love to, in light of, Maternal Mental Health Month, I said I would love to talk about, how women, especially moms, are affected by the things that we eat and the snapback culture, because with social media, you already know, as soon as you have a baby or whatever, it's like, gotta snap back, and so she agreed, and so we have her here,
Yes.
and so I'm excited about that. So we have her, and
Thank
of course,
you.
our lovely co-host, Miss Titanic.
Oh,
You said drop the C. Drop the C. But welcome, Bianca.
Thank you.
So tell us about this cookbook and Be Well.
Okay, so I started off as a clinical dietitian. That's
Okay.
how I started. And then I was like, I want to write a cookbook for us that's centered around plant-based food. So
Yeah.
it does have some meat in it, but it also centers around plant-based because we don't eat enough fruit and vegetables, y'all.
Yeah, we really
just
don't. Yeah, we don't.
We really don't.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it is a cookbook and a journal in one. So you
Really?
can cook and then you can kind of write down what you've eaten. Did you drink enough water that day?
Yeah.
So it's a 2-in-1. You can utilize it every day. And so I do have a second edition out there also. But
Really?
yes,
So so what's the name of it?
it's Eating to Live.
Eating to Live. Because I know it. I know one of them is one of the cookbooks is Eating God's Way, right?
Yes, so that's my first brand.
Mm-hmm.
It's my cookbook is under my first brand, but it's also my private practice as well.
Okay. So you do have, so that's what you and I talked about that too, the
Yes.
private practice. Now, what is the specialty with the private practice?
So I'm a general dietitian. So I will see someone that has diabetes, high blood pressure, somebody that just wants to eat healthy, how to eat healthy. Because
Right.
if you don't know, you just don't know.
Right, that's so true.
And so I can see anyone that's maybe referred by their doctor, they're just like, I've never seen a dietitian before. Let me see someone that may look like me that
Right.
can help me to eat better.
That's really good. So let me ask you this, because when you say healthy, healthy is scary for some people, right?
Yes.
So like, is there another way that you kind of say healthy without saying healthy, just because, it does look different for everyone, and healthy is scary and is expensive, and I know that that's your private practice, but like, how do you get through to people without saying, I just teach you how to eat healthy?
I don't like using the word diet. It's a
Okay.
it is a change in lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
It's a
it
change in
is.
your mindset. It's a change in your lifestyle. It's not a diet. Because anytime
Yeah.
we say we're gonna go on a diet,
And I'm gonna start Monday.
and I'm gonna restart Monday.
We gonna start that. We gonna start that.
and then I'm gonna
eating
start
out on
next
Monday.
week.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, because
Yeah.
and that's a diet though.
Yeah.
Because
And it's a fad.
it is a fad
Yeah.
diet. So it doesn't last. It starts over whenever you want it to start over. It's never consistent.
Yeah.
So it needs to be a mindset change and a lifestyle change.
Wow. Okay, so now I know that we were saying, that we, of course, we're gonna talk about moms because that's a big thing, right?
Yes.
So do you typically see any? I know you probably see women come in, but do you typically see any women, especially women that may be dealing with like postpartum or just dealing with depression or just dealing with anything like that? Do you see any of those typically come through?
I don't see enough.
That's good. I
Yes.
wasn't expecting her to say that.
I don't see enough, and I feel like I
Yeah.
should see more. And I think that we don't realize what food does to our body.
Another thing too, I would think that they would suggest. I guess they kind of give you like a little vague thing to do when you, for example, when you have like high blood pressure during
Right.
pregnancy,
Yeah.
and then they'll tell you, maybe they may have to deliver the baby early, or you may have to change your diet. I think that would be a good thing to like give, to recommend to see a specialist, a dietitian to,
Right.
really break that down, because again, you think diet, and you got all these cravings.
Yeah.
And you like, oh, I ain't gonna eat that, and I don't want to eat that, and it doesn't taste good, or I don't really know what to eat, or what to what
Right.
to change in my lifestyle so that I can be, eat healthier, or maybe carry this baby to full term,
Right.
so that I can, be healthy and be the healthy version that I need to be, so that I can have this baby and do what needs to be done.
But again, that's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
Like, because we can make excuses all day. That,
Right.
oh, I was emotional today, so I'm going to eat this. Or I'm pregnant, so I'm going to eat this.
I've done that before. Like, I'm not even gonna
Right,
sit.
yeah.
I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. Like, I've done that before. Not even just like being, like a new mom, but I'm just saying, it's been times that even when you reward yourself too much, I had to tell myself that I would literally reward myself for nothing. But because it's, I may have posted today because I told myself I was gonna post 7 days in a row, right? And now I want to go reward myself, and it's like you should not be rewarding yourself for things that you should already be doing. If it's attached to the bigger goal, you shouldn't be rewarding yourself for that, because you're gonna get what you desire to get that's attached to that, not the reward. Because the reward just kind of, I feel like it's almost like the little fast thing, when people say this, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna hurry up and just do that just so that I can reward myself right now.
But it's enabling you.
It is,
right.
especially when it's not healthy.
With that
things.
mindset,
Correct.
because you're like, okay, I'm gonna reward myself with
Right.
this cake or these donuts because I feel good. Seeing a dietitian, do you have to have like a referral, or is like
That's a good question.
Can you go to a dietitian on your own?
You can go on your own, and I don't think people know that.
Yeah, I don't
because
think so
most
either.
doctors will refer you to a specialist, right? Or you need to see a certain doctor for
Or
something.
nutritionist, or they'll say, is that the same thing?
Okay.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Because that's what I'm saying. Because
Now I'm confused.
she said.
No, it's not. So a nutritionist just may have a degree in nutrition. But
Okay.
a dietitian has a degree, has done a 5th year, an internship, can get referrals from doctors, can medically see you.
Kind of like
Yes.
kind of like an LPC, because even though I have a master's in clinical mental health counseling, baby, I can't give you nothing.
Right.
All I could do is give you some little advice.
And until you take that board exam, then you're qualified
Exactly.
to be a dietitian.
Exactly.
Correct.
Okay. That
So-
makes a lot of sense.
So is I guess in the beginning, is the curriculum like for a nutritionist and dietitian the same, and you're just the elevated version of that?
Pretty much.
Okay, because I know,
The elevated and educated.
Yes, with credentials.
and not to take, not to take away from
Yeah.
nutrition,
No, but
just like you said, because I know, they'll be like, oh, your counselor or your therapist can, take care of the mental health part, but they can't prescribe you any medicine.
It's the same
So
thing,
it's
right?
the same thing with a nutritionist
Right. I can
and
give you
dietitian.
a diet prescription.
Okay.
But a nutritionist cannot.
But okay.
Yes.
And so like let me ask you this. So when you do see, for instance, women that come in that, may be struggling with just various things, right? How would you say food affects them in terms of, like, I'm gonna say them, but affects us in terms of our mental health? Because even when our cycles and things like that come on, I want ice cream. For some reason, I can't eat ice cream, but baby, I will be at Cold Stone
for me, it's
Creamery
chocolate,
once.
though.
And for me, I have like pregnancy like cravings. I want like
Really?
I want like spicy pickles and
Really? So
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
and you
and
see
those
how everyone says
different.
something different.
Yes.
So like, what makes us crave that? Is it a lack of something in our diet? Is it a lack? It
is. So it's usually a lack of like magnesium or not getting enough carbs, because carbs, we need it.
But carbs make us thick. And Bianca, I'm not trying to be
The
thick.
right carbs.
but again, that goes with with diets and fasts, because remember, like, carbs were the enemy. Like, don't eat carbs. Again, you like carbs gonna make me thick, but
Yeah,
you're
right
saying
now
that
I'm not
Yes.
really eating
carbs are the right carbs.
the right carbs are better, correct.
Okay,
Yes.
and so what
And
are
you
the
need the carbs. You need carbs.
You do need them.
Okay, but I thought you can get carbs within your fruit.
You can. Yes.
Okay.
So that's your good carbs. That's going to be your complex carbs. Complex carbs come from your fruit, beans, your brown rice, right? So your
Okay.
simple carbs.
Even though the brown rice takes longer to process, it's still healthier.
Yes, because they haven't taken all the nutrients from the brown rice. There's still some nutrients in it.
Wow, that.
What do brown rice taste like though? Because I'm like,
Try it.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's
No,
not bad.
seriously, it's not.
It's not. It's really put some. Okay, well, let me say this, because now we have the dietitian. I can't be saying all the stuff because she might tell me that I can't have it, and right now
you don't want to be told that you cannot have something. But
Yes, I do, because actually I told her that I'm going to allow her to tell me what I can and can't
You don't want to expose her
have.
bad eating habits.
No, that's not true, because and this is the thing. Let me say this. Bianca, she even takes insurance. It's so many things that I want to talk about, just because that is so amazing that this black woman has her own private practice and she can take insurance. See, we don't have no excuse.
But
we don't have no
then
excuse.
you-
But okay, but back to what we were
But I'm glad that you brought that up. That she takes insurance.
Yeah, she does.
Because you think, like one previous guest on another show said that you think of therapy as a luxury, and it's not something that's attainable for you. Like, you think it's expensive, so you think dietitian, you think that's a luxury, so you don't even think that it can be covered with insurance,
Right.
Or like you don't have to have a referral is something that you could seek out yourself. So that's very good to know that you.
She told me that, and I was like, I was blown away the day that she told me that. I was like, okay, really, and she takes my insurance, so I really don't have an
Blue
excuse.
Cross.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and I thought you took Aetna.
I don't take Aetna, but
No,
I take
you
Blue
don't
Cross.
say. You said Blue Cross.
Yes.
Okay, that's what's the one. Yeah.
Take mine, actually, though, I fell off a little bit because my daughter graduated, and because I'm supposed to be on a low sodium diet, and so I thought about it as, like you said, a lifestyle change. I didn't want to call it a diet. I just said I wanted to make healthier
did say
choices.
that, yeah.
I was like, and because I want to eat to live and not
Right.
live to eat.
Yeah.
As your book,
There you go.
said.
And I think that's also like what the Be Well Foundation actually means. Is like, just when I looked it up, just like women just being well all together. I feel like when I think about it, what she does, and I was gonna get back on the food. It's mentally, physically. In order for you, because again, like her and I were talking about that day, it really your food, what you are, what you ingest, and we don't realize how much it makes us, the sodium. It makes us
the
sugars.
yes.
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 But the brown rice, what I was gonna say about that, one of the things that I put in it was chicken broth.
And it gives it flavor.
Yeah. Now see, she didn't say anything.
I did not.
Yes. See. So see, I put the chicken broth in it. But now my favorite rice is basmati rice or jasmine rice.
Yep. And there is a jasmine brown rice, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna up my
it
rice
is.
game,
There is.
like,
She's there is.
It's so much.
I
Yes.
know, and we were talking about even doing like a cooking show. That's what we were talking about.
Yep.
We were like, that would be, that would be
I think
really
that a lot of
good.
people need especially within the Black community, they need to have examples of healthy cooking that tastes good, because again, you just like, oh, no salt. Like, you really have to get creative.
Yeah.
And I did go out and buy a bunch of seasons.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
It does take getting used to, though, huh?
It
does.
And to looking at ingredients.
Yes, that's important. Look at the label, looking at ingredients, but you're on a low sodium diet. So that doesn't mean no sodium.
Right.
It means lower sodium. That's a difference.
Yeah.
So you can still use sea salt, which is better because it has minerals.
Because I was gonna
right?
ask, is sea salt better than Himalayan salt?
It's like what and what.
I do have pink. I'll use the Himalayan
Okay.
salt.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
So take us through like the normal process of like what you do whenever you do have your, even though I know it's not enough of us that come in, you know, like what is the normal process and what really building, I guess, just like with your gynecologist, right? Like how does having a dietitian actually benefit us as women?
It benefits us because knowledge is power.
Applied knowledge too,
It
girl.
is,
Oh
and
my goodness.
we love food, and we need food to survive.
Especially
right?
being in Louisiana.
Yes, and we have the best food here.
We do.
And so I think people think that we have to just completely wipe out everything that we love, and that's a diet, and that's what we have to do when we see a dietitian.
Right.
But it's all about, for me as a dietitian, it's all about substitution. What can I sub out? So, prime example, we love boiled food.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Please give me the example. I'm listening. I'm out here.
Instead of boiled foods, instead of like boiled turkey necks or smoked turkey necks or whatever, do fresh turkey necks, but add some liquid smoke to it.
Okay.
So like, how would you do that? See, that's why we got to do that cooking. we do.
When you say fresh turkey necks, okay, so what am I doing with these turkey necks?
So usually you buy smoked. It'll say smoked turkey necks or
okay,
smoked
okay.
meat.
Okay.
The smoked meat actually increases your risk for cancer. So we need to.
What?
Yes, so all smoked meats, they've added either nitrates, nitrites, or the carcinogens in the smoke will increase your risk for cancer. So it's better to switch to a fresh meat instead of a smoked meat.
And I just put some smoked meat and some greens, and I'm like, I don't want to be
Really?
Yes. So it's the preservatives that they're adding into it. It's how they're processing the meat that's causing our bodies to have cancer or heart attacks and strokes.
When black women are more prone to
Black men and women, yes, correct,
And you know what?
yes.
So I was gonna say fibroids too. Like I know
And
I
that's what you've
heard
been
that.
seeing
Yes,
an
an increase in
okay.
fibroids, yes. It's our diet, y'all. It's what we're eating, unfortunately.
But people that are having fibroids that aren't really from Louisiana, so like what are some of the main causes of like fibroids?
It really could be genetics too, y'all. You'll have to keep that in mind as well.
I heard
Okay.
diet
Yes.
was like maybe like a contributor.
It's a contributor, yes, but you gotta think about genetics as well.
Wow.
Yes.
So
Wow.
those are all the things that a dietitian will be able to like help you with. As far
That's
as, like,
so good because I didn't even think about that.
Right. So like your doctor will diagnose you and say, hey, you have fibroids. They're gonna do a scan or whatever it is, but they're gonna say, oh, well, maybe you need to lose weight or maybe you need to change this in your diet, because they can tell by your blood work, right? We gotta make sure we get our blood work once a year.
Wait, they can tell what by our blood work? Because you always get blood work every year. Like even when you go to the, so that's why I'm like, okay, even when I went to like my PCP, because I hadn't been to my PCP in like 10 years, right?
Okay.
And so I didn't know that you were supposed to go to the PCP.
Every year.
I didn't know. I just thought like for women, I'm like, we're just supposed to go to the gynecologist.
Okay.
So when I went to my PCP, she was like, well, what you doing?
But your blood work is gonna show if your liver enzymes are off, your kidneys, your heart, like everything, y'all. So every year we should be getting our blood work checked.
Yes.
I get my
You know,
blood
I did. My OB, they do that, but it was so funny because she made me. Now she didn't do like any of my PAPs or any of that. She just made me get it from my other doctor.
Right. Yes.
But she actually my PCP can do it though.
Right.
So that was the funny thing about it. She can do it, but I had already had it done, I think maybe like 6 months earlier. I don't know. But yeah, but she did do everything. And you were the one that fussed at me about it. You were like, you didn't know you? I was like, well, no. I'm like, I just thought, you go to the hospital or something, they always say, go to your PCP, you know? So I just.
And I'm not going to lie, I didn't always know that either.
Yeah.
But, when you get older and you
learn
information, and you just like, hey, you're supposed to be like getting like at least like a wellness check like once a year, because that is important. Like my daughter is in the medical field, and she was just talking about her thyroid, and she was like saying like her blood work with the thyroid levels before pregnancy, and she just was saying like how, I guess like pregnancy changes your hormones and things.
Yes.
So the numbers for her thyroid were like in the hundreds, and now they're in the 600s.
Yeah, so I take medicine for my thyroid right now.
Okay,
and
really?
So, yes, I do. I take
Is it hereditary?
I believe it is. My doctor did not realize what was going on, but I'm noticing that there are some people in my family that I just asked. I was like, hey, do you have issues? And they're like, oh, yeah, I do.
Really?
Yes, so I take medication for it. And so, yes, it is important that your thyroid is in balance before getting pregnant, because it can affect your baby.
Wow.
So
This
I
is
guess it's
so
the
amazing.
latter, but then it's also because I know some, you have like hypo and you have hyperthyroidism,
Right.
and like with weight gain, so a dietitian like.
So which is the difference? The hypo and the hyper?
My mom had hyper. That's when
It's just overactive.
yes, it's overactive, and
Yeah,
the hypo
it's-
is under.
So mine was under. I have a hypo.
Okay.
And so I need
Okay.
medication
And
to
what-
make it work. If
And
it's
what
not-
does it do? What is your thyroid? What's the?
It controls your
Everything.
appetite, the
Everything.
temperature of your body,
Everything.
the
Really?
weight, your metabolism, everything. If you don't have it under control, your body will be out of control. You cannot function.
You wouldn't be
You wouldn't be
okay.
able to function.
So
correct.
does certain foods also contribute to that? No.
Not really. I do realize now that there are certain things that I need to eat a little bit more to give me those nutrients that I need. So like Brazil nuts and more of like leafy greens every day. Like I try to incorporate that every day.
But I was
Every
gonna
day, okay.
say with you having hypothyroidism, you look really good, because I know when you have an underactive thyroid, you can gain, like that can cause a lot of weight
Yes.
gain.
Really?
Yeah, so
Yes.
Wow.
that's why I was like saying like a dietitian really. I guess you don't really think about,
about it, and it's
how
so needed.
how a dietitian
Yeah.
can really help you with your health. I really feel like it should be like a little
Like a-
package.
And
Like
a
it should-
mandatory, like
Yeah,
you
like
need to
you
go
should-
see one.
Yes, like you should
Like
be-
yearly.
it should be
Yes.
That's what I was
mandatory.
saying. So does because I heard you say smoke food, but what
Right.
about grill food? Does that also cause cancer or have some of those health, effects that smoke food has?
No, the grilling is fine. It's
is
just when you
natural.
start to smoke it, like in a pit, like barbecue is a prime example.
So a barbecue pit, so like barbecue and chicken
Yes.
is what?
Wait, no, okay, hold on. Wait,
It's the smoke,
Wait,
y'all.
Cause
So,
no, hold on. I'm thinking like the one you buy from the store.
oh, that's what you're talking about.
I'm thinking like you buy it, cause you buy like
We've been eating
the.
barbecue every weekend since we was children.
No, but I'm saying like when she say nitrates, and you see like the
With the charcoal,
the
huh?
scare.
So when you
tactics
start
on
to
social
burn the
media.
meat, that's when
So when it's charred.
when you char it, especially, yes.
So I know, and I like me a little char.
I know it tastes so good.
But no,
I know, but
I'm thinking
No, but
nitrates.
it's amazing that you're telling us this. We need to
Because
know
what she
this.
said,
Imagine
but no,
how
I'm
many
glad
of
you
us don't
revisited
know
it though,
this.
because I'm thinking nitrates is like with how they be like in the hot dogs and.
But it
like,
is.
That
Yes.
Part, so that's when I think of that. I'm not thinking like on my grill outside, because I love me a burnt burger and a burnt little wiener. And now you tell me I can't. I can
Look, y'all, it's all
Yeah.
about moderation and
It's all about
balance.
moderation,
right?
yes.
You know when you say you depriving me.
But you know what I was
we-
also thinking about, y'all? We are really built like for tough, like African Americans, we really are. Because if you think about how many, and we like some of our family members, they live, 70, 80.
But we got to think about back then, the way they processed meat and food then
Yeah.
is totally different. We don't
Yeah.
know what they doing in this
They
food
don't-
now, y'all.
Because they want to push it out in mass production, and we really are spoiled as human beings, because
Yes.
when you think about if you were to truly live like really healthy in a
Right.
healthy way for your diet, it would take a long time to like really truly live off the land, to like like wait for
Not
it.
really,
No,
though.
I'm saying like with certain
Yeah.
things you have to
Certain
wait for it to
things.
grow, but they rushing the process.
Mass production.
They making them chickens. You know what I'm saying? Like they turning them over. You know, like and processing them.
Real quick.
You know, I'm saying like real quick. So
Yeah.
that's where you get all of the additives and the things that are causing our
Correct.
bodies
Yeah,
to
no,
break
it's
down.
true.
And even though they ate bad in previous generations, they weren't processing.
They
the
weren't
food
processing
yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
it's totally different, y'all. We can't go off of that anymore.
Right. Yeah. I guess just not thinking about that, and I guess it is something to think about. And do you feel like, though, now that let me ask you this, how long have you been a dietitian?
About 5 or 6 years.
Okay, so do you think that now being a dietitian for I'm gonna just say 5+ years, do you feel like we are behind when it comes to just having the access to the information about what we should and shouldn't be eating? Just because we do have TikTok and things like that now, but I mean, do you think we're taking it as serious as a people? Because it's so much, y'all.
It's a lot of information. It can be information overload, and especially with the scare tactics.
Yes, that. And
TikTok
then
and social, like social media.
And then you have all these influencers that are saying things that are not true. So that's another thing. Like, we have these people that are not dietitians, they're nutritionists, they are health coaches or whatever they call themselves. But they didn't go to school for that. They didn't do the science that I did. They didn't take that board exam. Like, they didn't do all that. So they're Googling whatever and making it like a very popular TikTok. And people are like, oh my God, that's true.
Yeah.
But it's really not, because they didn't do the research like I did.
Yeah.
They didn't go to school.
What is one of those things you hear a lot that's like a myth when it comes to maybe like food, health, something like that? Like, that's a myth.
I would say like a big thing right now that they're pushing is like seed oils. You're talking about all these seed oils.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm like me with avocado oil in my cabinet.
Yeah,
but then I saw something recently from a real doctor, and they were kind of like saying like to kind of stay away from seed oil. So it's kind of like you don't know.
What
this
right.
week is this, and the next week is
is
don't.
avocado, then it's sesame seed, and then it's So what would you say?
So naturally, if you think about seeds, it has omega-6s, omega-3s that we need for our body.
Okay.
I think it's when we're overdoing it, when we're just overusing it, like in an oil, you're just overly using it, you're frying in it and things like that. Like, it's not meant for that.
Okay.
It's meant for us to eat the whole food, the whole fruit, the whole vegetable, the actual seed, eat it,
Wow.
When we're cooking, it's fine to use avocado oil and olive oil. Those are your best oils.
Okay.
You can use.
Like, now look, I got my salmon. I flip it on both sides, and
There you go. Yeah, that's fine.
So that's fine.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
But remember, it's still a fat, so you don't want to like overuse it. You don't want to overdo it. Like salmon, you should only eat about 2 to 3 times a week. You shouldn't be eating it every day.
Yeah, right.
Because it's
And
still a
also
fat.
the iodine too.
Correct. Yeah, but your body needs iodine, so don't forget that.
That's the part of the thyroid.
The thyroid, yes. Yeah. So you need that. But when we're doing it every single day, now you're just overdoing it.
This is so good. Like, I just love this. Okay, go ahead.
Moderation.
Right.
Moderation.
Yes.
So you can have it, and I guess just like what you spoke about earlier, like switching things out. And it's not that I'm telling you, like when you say like low sodium doesn't mean no sodium.
Correct.
At all. So we can have some of those things, but don't overdo it. Don't be like frying stuff in the oils every day.
Yeah, every day. Like, don't do that.
Yeah. So what about your places whenever, because we do, like, I love kava, right? I know. So you haven't? Yeah. So it's delicious. And so I'm just saying, because I know that we're going to have women that are going to be watching this, and it's not every day that people talk to a dietitian, especially an African American dietitian, and I just think it's important for just some of the things I'm thinking about, like that I frequent. And if you guys have questions that you guys may want to ask Bianca, or just any kind of questions, in relation. In relation. relation to any of those things, like just let us know, and we'll send the questions to Bianca, and then she can respond to you guys too. But I'm just thinking about that as I'm thinking about places. That's why I said Cold Stone. Now, do I go to Cold Stone all the time? No.
Okay,
But like
right.
Kava, I do go to Kava. I'll go there maybe once a week. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So, what should we stay away from Kava whenever we do go to Kava? Like, what are some things
You
that?
asking personally. Which,
Well,
you go to Cabo a lot.
Well, maybe like once a week.
Okay.
Maybe like once a week. But this is the thing I'm really good about. So if I go to Kava, like I can tell you what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get like a harissa chicken. And sometimes I may get avo, sometimes I may not. I'm gonna get the brown rice. I'm gonna get the salad base. I'll get 1 scoop of the feta. I'll do the red pepper hummus. Maybe like the black olives. What else? I'll do the hot vinaigrette. I think that's what it is, the harissa vinaigrette or whatever. Yeah, that. And it's one more thing that I get, but that's pretty much it. Like I don't get like a lot. Oh, and my first time ever getting the pita chips was when I went this week. But other than that, I'm really good about that kind of stuff. When I go there, I don't overdo it. Like even when I go to Izzo's, I'll see people. That's another place I was going to ask you about. I'll see people. It's either Izzo's or Chipotle, but I like Izzo's. But you'll see people piling it up on their. I don't do that. I'm always like, man, it's moderation. And I'm talking about it's girls like our size, that'll be in there and theirs is like piled up. I don't do that. I get my stuff, just the normal, and I won't even get like extra cheese or any of that. So I'm just asking because I do know that people frequent those places, and it's like, if you are going there, what should you be staying away from?
I would say if you frequent it, sometimes just prioritize like your plans. Like you don't have to get meat.
Yeah.
I think we think.
Wait,
that
you
we
don't?
have to. But that's the thing. So we think we have to get meat for every single thing.
I was a vegetarian for 40 days and 40 nights.
But you felt good, I bet.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you. So it was actually a little bit longer than 40 days and 40 nights but it was before Thanksgiving. So I got off of it before Thanksgiving. So I stayed on it maybe about 4 days before. So it was probably like I'm gonna say 47 days. And for Thanksgiving, I wanted to eat Thanksgiving food. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was in the worst pain. No, I wasn't sick. I was in pain. Yes. Your stomach was because I hadn't eaten meat. Yeah, I hadn't eaten meat.
Trying to process
It was trying.
again.
Yeah, and all I had was turkey. I had turkey and I had oyster dressing. That's what I had, and like mac and cheese. But I couldn't eat that much because I had just got off the, vegetarian. And I didn't do vegan because with vegan, you can eat a little bit more. So with the vegetarian, it's like strictly just, veggies. Yeah.
So when you say you don't have to eat meat, right?
Yeah.
Because we do think meat, especially black people, like you didn't eat if it didn't have no meat on it. Like,
Right, yeah.
So.
But there's a lot of stuff now.
Like, what could you order like at Kava, a place like that will be filling?
Because that's the thing.
Yes.
The filling part.
Yes.
You be hungry in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
So we love going to Kava or Qdoba, which is next door.
Yeah.
And I'll sometimes just do like beans and my veggies if I don't feel like getting meat.
Now beans do make you full, so I can say
So
that.
beans
Yeah.
is a
Yeah,
plant-based
it is.
protein that you can do instead of meat.
People say mushrooms, but I'm sorry, mushrooms you will be hungry in the next 10 minutes. And I'm not being funny. Literally
like
in 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, because beans are a protein and a carb. And so
I never knew that.
and that's one of the is
Okay.
healthy carbs. I'm assuming.
it's a complex, healthy carb.
Okay.
Yes, you get that.
Beans in the can or beans in frozen beans, can or frozen can. Wait, yeah, frozen or can.
Or fresh.
Or fresh,
all
yeah,
of
that's
them
what I
are
was gonna say,
great,
yeah.
But if you're gonna get canned, because sometimes I get canned because I'm in a
Low
hurry,
sodium.
Make sure it says no sodium added.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried.
And I bought her some of those from Sprouts because I love Sprouts. That's a place
Okay.
I frequent a lot. Sprouts and Trader Joe's. Yeah.
You get told that because I don't have high blood pressure, but when he was like, your numbers look a little bit high, but I think it may be like a little bit of just going to the doctor because you know, when I
Right.
check in any other time, it's not really that high. But I was like, I don't want to be on medication.
But you
if I
don't
can
want to
help
get
it.
to that point,
Yes,
though.
that's why I was like,
Okay.
saying, so I want to change my mindset
Yes.
and my lifestyle. And so once I started looking at the ingredients and like the packaging and stuff, and I'm like, the amount of sodium I'm supposed to have, or just in total that we're supposed to have daily, and I'm like, that's ridiculous, that the amount of sodium that's and stuff. So you know, like,
Reading those labels,
yes,
so
reading,
important.
reading labels. So okay, so walk me through, like, I'm here to see you at your office. Like, what would be some of the things that we talk about, discuss? Am I filling out like some paperwork on like my eating habits and like my health concerns or my health issues, and then like what would be the process of me going to come and see you?
So beforehand, you'll fill out like paperwork like you go to a doctor, and you just also will tell me what you're eating now, so I can kind of assess what you're eating, what you're lacking, and so then we go from there, and I say kind of what your weight is, maybe what your goal weight is. Some people don't want to lose weight. Some people are just like,
I do.
I don't want to lose any weight.
Right, so,
I
yeah.
want
to
to
lose like 100 pounds.
Girl,
I wanna be
please.
like one of those.
No, please. Please, I doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah, so we'll just assess what you're eating and then what we can add back into your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And then-
Wow.
plan.
So it's realistic because it's like
Yes.
we're looking at everything. You know, we're gonna take out some things, but we're also gonna add back some things
back,
too.
right.
Yeah.
So do you like do like, okay, I done came and I done did my little visit, I done got my paperwork and I got my little plan together. Am I like checking back in with you 3
Yes.
months later?
No,
or
2 weeks.
Oh.
I'm gonna give you a grocery list.
Wait a
You're
minute.
gonna.
You do a grocery
I do
list?
grocery list. Yes, I do. And I give you like a little plan to follow because you came to me because you didn't have a plan. So
Yeah.
I'm giving you one. So now I'm checking back with you in 2 weeks. What did you actually do? Did you make a change?
Yeah.
Because you can talk all day, but
You
did
right.
you make
Wow.
an actual change?
It's 2 weeks.
Yes.
That is really probably more feasible if you want change, because
Right.
then you give a person
And
30 days
19
because
days is what, yeah. You,
I'm not
I've
gonna
lost
lie.
you. I've lost you.
Because
Yeah,
2
I
weeks,
lost
I
you,
did good with my low sodium. I did
Yeah.
good for like 2 weeks, and then I had an event happen.
See?
Yeah.
Where, and it made me busy, and I really totally fell off. When I say I was doing so good,
You
so
were.
2 weeks
You
is
were.
actually, now that I think about it, it's good because it gives you a chance to check in
Yeah.
and kind of be like, okay, I need to stay focused on this.
Right.
You're asking me about it, and if I know that I need to see you again, you're gonna be asking me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably try to stay on top of it.
And I think also when you fall off, making sure that you don't allow yourself to stay off, because a lot of times,
I ain't gonna lie, I've been
yeah,
off- I've been off for
and
about
and that
this.
yeah, no, and that's the thing, and I'm only because I asked her yesterday, I really did, I asked her yesterday, and it's like I know she'll do that, you know, but as a friend, it's like I'm gonna be the one to remind her, just because, and not like being like,
Your dietitian, I'm gonna remind you too.
oh, see,
But that's why. But I'm like,
Yes.
can she take my insurance though? Because,
Yeah.
and I think about my husband. My husband he really should have been eating this way a long time ago. Now that I think about it, and
but it's not easy though.
It's not.
It's not-
really
It's not.
easy, you
But
know?
even like when you think about, he has the diabetes and the diabetes issue. He was like, well, you know, I gotta enjoy food, and I'm like saying to myself, that's fine, but you don't want to be like, you got to get your leg cut off, you know, because you want make the healthy lifestyle change.
Yeah, and that's
And-
next. You know, if you
Yeah.
don't with diabetes, you can
Right.
lose your sight, you can lose your limbs,
All from not eating to
all from
live.
not eating better. That's it.
yeah. So let me ask you. Okay, so did you have anything you?
No, because I'm just like thinking about like her book and her foundation.
I know that's what I wanted to talk about. So like,
You know-
tell us,
you think
yeah.
it's-
So like, tell us about like the book. Tell us more about the foundation and things like that. Just because like I don't want this to be the last time that we do something together,
Yes.
you know. But I also want to just like learn more, and then like also the audience to learn more. Just because I feel like this is so needed. Wouldn't you say?
Especially
Yeah.
as women too, because you know our diet affects our hormones and
Everything.
else.
That's what we were saying. Even
Everything.
about like, you know, women that are experiencing postpartum depression and things like that. You know, a lot of times when we were talking about like the snapback culture, right? It's even harder now to snap back because you got all these, you know, marry me chicken, you know, and all of this kind of stuff.
Like, it's
It's not even,
But it's I don't think
you know. So
But I guess with the snapback culture, and then you thinking about like your resources of like, you know, your foundation and your cookbook, snapping back, but in a healthy way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not like in the past, because I'm gonna use Dream Doll as a prime example. You know, like, yeah, she has good genetics, and yes, you don't have any stretch marks, but
Yeah.
you've had multiple rounds
but
of.
that's what I was about
But
to
you've
say.
had multiple rounds of
But
surgery.
then you can't say it's genetics first. You have to say it's
No, I
surgery.
was saying with the stretch marks, because
Yeah. Oh,
that's why I was
okay.
saying, like, she doesn't have any. So it's
Yeah.
part genetics.
That's how my mom is.
Right.
So like I don't have,
And
like,
I-
I'm happy about that too. My
I don't
mom
have any
doesn't
stretch
really
marks.
have stretch marks.
I don't have
Yeah,
any
so
either.
I don't really
But
have.
but it's the snapback culture
Yeah.
as far as like
You're
but
supposed to
you're
look a
giving-
certain way.
Right.
and you're giving women unrealistic expectations, and you like a baby wear. As to say, that's fine that you snap back, but you as a mother, that's not your first concern.
But are you
Yeah.
really healthy though? That's the question.
And that's
Yeah.
that's not your first concern.
Right, nope.
You should be snapping back in a healthy way,
Right.
with moderation, with a healthy, balanced diet, and
Exactly. That's so good. With moderation.
Right.
With a healthy, balanced diet, but then also a healthy, balanced mental health, right?
Right.
Because if you
because the mindset.
Yes, because if you're seeing this, like, even for women that are not having kids, just imagine. Because Dream Doll does look good.
She
You know
does.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Not
She
taking anything
does.
away from
no,
her.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying it because.
No, I know. I was saying, like, because
But
both two things can be true.
Right,
You know?
but
Yeah.
I was also saying, like, at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you just snap back, but how many times did you have surgery? So also,
Prior to.
it also looks like for women that just haven't had a baby, we looking at ourselves like, well, dang, if she could snap back like that, you know what I'm saying? Like what I'm doing, and I'm over here, knocking on. I don't even want to say it, but I'm knocking on 2, baby, and I'm like.
But I've looked at previous,
Yeah.
like older pictures of me, like with my baby, and I'm like, man, I was kind of fluffy, and I didn't really realize, because years later, I did eventually go down. So the snap, you will snap back.
Eventually, you will.
Eventually, it just might not
Yeah.
be a week or 2 or whatever. It's just,
And your family too, because I remember, baby. I remember what my grandmother. I think Ariana was like maybe like 3 months, and we had went on a camping trip, and Oh no, she did. That's why I suck in. I have sucked in for the rest of my life because of the simple fact I was standing there outside the cabin, and and my grandmother looked at me, and I was standing there, and she really, really blew me down because my stomach was poking out, but the baby 3 months, and I'm sitting here saying to myself, but when I tell you, she made me feel so bad that I literally learned how to suck in that weekend. I never had to suck in before because I'm a little teenager anyway at the time, but I literally, seriously, she's the person, my grandmother is the real reason why I have sucked my stomach in forever, just because of that day. And she was like, that is ridiculous that you that young and your stomach hanging over your pants. Yeah. Yeah.
They have you putting a girdle on in the hospital.
And I did all that. I never had even knew what a girder was or anything like that was, but baby, I went to Walmart. Like, I'm telling you, that's literally how my grandmother had made me feel. Yeah.
Like, I guess because so many women do, because with motherhood, you thinking about, I done just had this baby, and I'm trying to adjust to motherhood, adjust to the mom body.
Right.
Like, what are some of the things that as a new mom, because you want to, especially like even for a nursing mom, that they can eat, that can be healthy.
Right.
And like that they can do.
Like realistically.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your calories kind of increase if you're nursing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to hydrate even more. But we should be eating a little bit more healthy because now you're nursing your kid, your child from your body.
Right.
So it's important to get those greens every day and to get whole vegetables, whole fruit.
Wow.
your
And whole
grains,
vegetables and whole fruit looks like
apple.
Okay, I love apples. I probably do eat. Now that's something that I do almost eat every day is an apple. I love pineapples, apples, oranges. Those are things that you gonna always see I'ma have no matter what. Like those are just things, yeah.
And we're supposed to actually be getting like a certain serving every day
Yeah.
of fruits
So
and vegetables.
2 fruit a day, 3 vegetables a day.
Okay.
Do we get that? Not really.
No,
And
no.
If
so
you
they
think
wasn't
about
allowed
it,
an
yeah.
apple a day keep the doctor away, but
It's
really
true.
more than one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like 2 fruit and 3 veggies a day, and like getting a vegetable in the morning, like lunch, dinner, like that's your 3 vegetables, y'all.
Yeah.
We can actually do it if
Yeah.
you really put your mind to
Yeah.
it.
So, like, tell us more about Be Well Foundation and about this cook. Well, is it so? It's 2. So there's gosh, I just lost my train of
So
thought.
it's Eating God's Way.
Eating God's
Which
way.
is my private practice, and I started with doing like food demonstrations in the community. But I wanted to make a bigger impact with my foundation and include the mind, you know, physical fitness, gardening, food advocacy. I have a partner with a farmer, so it's bringing it all together.
My dad's doing us a form right now too. I'm so excited. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited.
I like
Yeah.
the form, but I'm just
Yeah, he is. Jay and I we purchased some property years ago, and it's just has been sitting there, and just with everything, you know, he told me that he would do it, so he cleared it out. He cleared it. It's like almost an acre and a half, and so he cleared it off for us about a week or two ago, and we had already been talking about it for about a year now. So he just got around to doing it, cut some of the trees down. So we're gonna put some chickens on there, like some baby goats, some lamb. Now we're gonna eat this stuff. He's gonna, yeah. Yeah, no, seriously, I would love to do something like that. Yeah, and I'll show you where it is. Yeah, like he literally just started doing everything for us. So you partner with the local farmer, and all of that. So and then you came up with your own recipes.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
so some of my favorites, and some that I've kind of seen around, but I've kind of made it healthier.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
That's amazing. So like, what's your favorite?
So I am gonna say probably my veggie pizza. So we did that last night. So I did
So your husband he does this healthy eating with you? Okay.
Yes,
wow.
It takes
No, it does though, because if you don't have the
support of like your spouse or your family, like it's just not gonna work. Right?
Yeah.
So last time I did pizzas, and that is in my cookbook, and I did veggies. I just did veggies, and it was delicious. And I had a side of raw broccoli, ate it with some ranch.
Really?
Dinner, yeah.
That is so beautiful. I just love this so much. Now I act like me and Jay don't do stuff like this.
No, y'all do. But I was gonna say, like, sometimes, because I come from like a black family of like some rice and gravy, like you know, like that's the type of meal that you would eat every day. But as I've gotten older and I've like even seen like Mink cook, she don't be taking that long to like prepare the meals.
No,
like,
and it doesn't
you don't
take
have to be in the kitchen
long.
that long. So you know, you don't think like I can make a veggie pizza and then have like some broccoli on the on the side as a meal, because you think. And sometimes that'll stop you from cooking, and you'll go get something fast because you think that you got to be in the kitchen.
and it doesn't take long. Right, that too.
That's a big
Or
one.
just like I have a one pot pasta that you can do. It's like protein or whole grain pasta. Again, vegetables, veggies, add some mushrooms, onions, peppers, and put a side of salmon with it. Like, and there you go. You got your carb, your veggies, and your meat.
So do you have some desserts in there too?
I do.
You know, for my dessert girl, like I'm not, but
no, I'm a dessert girly too. So yes, so I got my dark chocolate, so it has those antioxidants, so it's a great chocolate to eat.
Yeah.
Yogurt, frozen yogurt, things like that.
Yeah.
So you want to keep your gut in mind, because that's another thing with mental health. If your gut's not together, your mind's not gonna be together. So
Oh, I love that.
the vagus nerve is connected from your gut to your brain. And so whatever you're putting into your body, it affects your cognition, your mood, all those things. So it's important, y'all, that we're really eating like our greens, like collards. Get y'all turnip greens and collards. It's fine. Eat some berries, blueberries, strawberries. Get some salmon in, walnuts, nuts, things like that. Like, it's the whole food. You're making sure your cognition and your mood. We're trying not to get to that depression point, right?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes,
ask that too,
so
because I know, like, if
And
you are
water,
dessert,
and hydrate,
if you are dessert girly, and I know, like, for me, I have ADHD. I do try to like stay away from like the dyes, and like all of the like the additives and stuff. And like sometimes I have the cravings of like sugar and stuff, but I know that it will affect like my mood and my ability to like focus. So, do you like talk about some of those things like in your in your book and stuff, like, because I know you mentioned like gut health, because I know that that's something that's being talked about a whole lot more, like how your gut is associated with how you feel.
It is.
So it's just good to know that you can like eat and it can taste good and you're not feeling like you're deprived,
right?
But changing your mindset all around, because the health and the food habits go hand in hand.
It does, yes.
Right. So that's good. Well, I'm really happy about this. No, seriously, I really am, and I'm so happy that you came and you gave us you gave us so much knowledge, because I really felt like I be eating healthy.
And then we be like, oh, I'm really not.
I be like, girl, you eat healthy,
yeah, yeah.
But if you
like,
piling it on and not in moderation, it's not
yeah,
healthy.
It's
then
not. No.
Yeah. So I'm happy that you were able to really like hone in on that for us, and I'm so happy that you came. But we're definitely gonna do that
Yes.
cooking demonstration.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yes.
And I want to take. I'm gonna be the.
Taste
I'm
test.
Be the taste.
I'm
Yeah,
being-
it's gonna be good though. That's the thing. I know it's gonna be
That
good.
pizza sound good, though.
Yeah, I know it does. Well, thank you so much for coming. I know, so good. It was good. We're gonna have you back on again. Yeah, definitely.
And bring a meal.
Okay, all right, y'all.
You're hungry, so.
Now I got to think about I can't have my wieners charred. Will it burn?
You
In
cannot.
moderation.
No,
In moderation.
In moderation. So
Okay.
that means once a quarter.
Correct.
Once a quarter. A
Once
quarter.
at a blue moon. Yeah.
Yep, it's a quarter.
But you know what?
Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in again to another episode of Totally Unmuted. Once again, keep loving, keep leaping, and keep laughing. Be blessed. Peace.